Everybody in America is trying to find out why did Alex Murdaugh killed his son and wife, especially in the very short period from 8:44 to 8:50, almost 6 minutes. What happened? How did a normal person like Alex Murdaugh, like if you hear the people who testified, they described him as a peaceful person. He calls his wife my all. One person described him as Lovey-Dovey. They asked him, why did you call him Lovey-Dovey? He said, because he never raised his voice, his wife, or his children. So how did Lovey-Dovey kills his wife and son? For me, it is not a puzzle at all. I can imagine exactly the scenario. How did he turn it against his wife, the son, and they killed them in a matter of 4 minutes, 5 minutes, 6 minutes? Because at 8:44 p.m., the three of them were alive. At 8:50 p.m., two of them were dead. Here is exactly what happened when you follow the trial for 17 days. Very critical testimony of the homekeeper, Blanca, I think. She testified that Maggie does not like Alex to see his mother and the father alone because he has sisters and brothers, her brothers-in-law and sisters-in-law. They don't go to see their father and mother, and the whole responsibility falls on Alex. And she told Blanca, only a few hours before she died, she told her she is worried that Alex's father is dying, but Alex himself will die too, because he worries too much about father and mother. At that time, Maggie was in the car. She did the foot massage. She had some bills to return, and she bought some paints to take care of her beach house. Remember, her beach house on the beach. She does not stay with Alex. She leaves him alone. When he asked her to come, the very critical second testimony, beside Blanca's testimony, that Maggie does not want Alex to see his father or mother, and she wants his brothers and sister to share with him the responsibility. It's a very selfish woman. He asked her to come to go to his father, and he stated clearly that every time he goes to his father or his mother, she doesn't like to go with him. That is a very typical obnoxious woman. So she wants him to go to see his father, but his mother alone, and she goes to the beach. She does not have a job. Where did she get the money for the beach? She gets the money from her husband, that's Alex. So Alex have to steal the money from the customers, to steal the money from his firm, to steal the money from everybody, to make his wife happy. When he gave her the money, he bought her a Mercedes. She doesn't want to stay with him. She stays on the beach. More than that, she does not want to go to see his father or mother, and she does not even want him to go to see his father or mother, and she is worried about his health. His health, not his father or mother. Maggie Murdaugh doesn't care about this mother and father. Now you imagine, this man, every time he hears something about his mother, he runs to his mother or his father. Even after he killed the two, he went to his mother. The first thing he did, he went to his mother. That is the most critical, important part in his life, his mother and father. This is exactly what happened before he killed her. He knew that she doesn't want to go with him to see his mother, and he had to ask her to come home. He was already at work being accused for stealing the $700,000. So he was already squeezed at work. He knew that his job is over. He's going to be embarrassed and destroyed and put in prison. He knew that before he killed his wife. So his life was already squeezed at work. The entire, his world was collapsing. So he asked her to come home, and he knew that she does not want to see his father or mother. So now he is squeezed, chased at work for being a thief. And the woman he married, and he stole the money to make her happy, that is Maggie, she doesn't want to go with him to see his father and mother. She wants to take his money and remodel her house on the beach. She doesn't want to stay with him. Most probably because he is sexually dysfunctional. Because his doctor, here is his doctor, cousin Eddie, decent lawyer. You have to say a decent because he made money out of his profession. A decent lawyer resorts to a drug smuggler. Look at how ugly cousin Eddie is. He resorts to cousin Eddie to give him drugs. He said $50,000 a week, $50,000 a week, more than once. Well, how do you reconcile that bizarre combination of cousin Eddie and Marianne, his sister-in-law? Here is Marianne, a beautiful woman, and Maggie, another beautiful woman, and Eddie. You can tell that Alex was already being chased out of life, out of freedom. He stole money to Maggie, to make his Maggie and the children live a good life. And Maggie doesn't want to sleep with him, doesn't want him to see his father and mother, and doesn't want to go with him. So he asked her to come home. So he wants her to go with him because she is the last hope for him in life. Because at work, he has no more work. He lost his job. He's going to be in prison. So the only target for him now, the woman he stole money to make her happy, the children he stole his money to make all of them spoiled dirt, Buster and Paul. He wanted these people to stand with him in the most painful, difficult moment of his life. When he is going to be in prison, when he is accused of being a thief, when his father is dying, when his mother is dying. Maggie told him she does not want to go with him, he can go alone. The same thing when she told him she doesn't want to stay at Moselle, she wants to stay at the beach. At that time, he got angry on her and screamed and shouted on her. Paul jumped in the situation when he saw his father shouting and screaming on his mother. Paul jumped in the situation. Alex knew that Paul was spying on him because of the pills that he has the day before. On June 6th, Paul texted him. He told him, we found some pills in your bags of pills in your stuff and we need to talk. So Alex now knew that his job is over. His son that killed another girl was spying on him. And his wife doesn't want to go with him to see his father or mother. His father was dying. When Paul jumped in the middle, he shot him with the first thing with the pistol, killed him. I don't think that it took more than a fraction of a second before the first shot on his shoulder, the second shot on his brain, the bottom of his neck. Well, I don't think he thought for a minute about Paul, but Paul jumped in the middle between Alex and Maggie while they were arguing. So he got rid of Paul unconsciously blinded. There was no planning at all. When he saw his child brain is blown out of his head, that is when Maggie at that time ran away from him. She cannot escape. She found there is no place to escape. When she came back, he haunted her. He killed her on the spot. So here is the scenario that I see it. The scenario was, as I described it, he wanted Maggie to at least to be close to him. In the moment when his father is dying, his mother is dying, his job is over, he's going to go to prison, he's going to be accused as a thief. Of course, if you bring back again to cousin Eddie in the picture, cousin Eddie that delivers the opiate to him, look at his face. Here's the picture that shows you when he was talking to the police. Look at his face. His face is almost asymmetric. Some of it is paralyzed. He was really in a bad shape on this picture when he was crying. He was not really crying. He was an automatic pilot's mode. To prove my theory that Alex targeted the woman, the most painful person in his life. Look at Alex's face when he's sitting in the court. Here is the picture when he is sitting in the court. He is happy. He is very peaceful with himself. Compare him to the judge now. Compare him to the way he looked like when he killed both of them. In this picture, you can tell Alex is happy. He got rid of the most painful thing in his life, the woman that he stole money to make her happy. She doesn't like his father, she doesn't like his mother, she doesn't like him, she liked to go on the beach. And she produced to him Paul. Paul, described by other people, was a crazy, wild child. Alex will tell you that he's a child with attention deficit disorder. He doesn't care about anything. He leaves everything everywhere, and he tries to make his friends happy. So Paul was spoiled, immature, reckless. I think Alex loved him. Every father will love his children. But when his children took the side of their mother, as you can see, Paul loves his mother. Now, Alex is in the corner. His children love his mother most probably more than they love him. And his mother doesn't love him. Now, look at the other. Marian's testimony was devastating. All Marian said that Maggie has no problem with money. Money was not an issue. Marian did not say that Maggie worked for the money. Marian, this is a South Carolina, old-fashioned thing. Maggie, as was described by one of the witnesses, was a laid-back person, talks like an old person. She believed that she can take the money from her husband, she can do everything with the money, and she can stay on the beach, and she let him die. Marian enforced this image that Maggie has no problem with the money and she was happy. Only thing Maggie was cared about is being happy and taking the money and enjoying her life on the beach and getting some massage while her husband is beating himself to death to grab the money, to steal the money from anywhere. So now you can tell Alex knew he's going to go to prison. If you look at his face now, he's in a state of peace with himself. He got rid of his worst enemy, the woman that make him addict opiate, was that obnoxious woman, his wife. Lazy, laid back, abusing him, taking his money and living away from him, and she doesn't like his mother, and she caused him to go to prison. If you look at this picture, he doesn't care. He doesn't care if he's going to go to prison or he's going to be executed. He feels now he got even. He already wanted to commit suicide. He doesn't care. But that picture tells you this man is at peace with himself. Of course, imagine a human being, everybody's criticizing him, calling him a disgraced attorney, a thief, a thug, a drug addict, and he is standing tall and strong. This man got a recognition, Lovey-Dovey, and everybody loved this man. Imagine a bright attorney. Once people discovered the secret life he was living in, he got no friends. Everybody started putting him down as if this man was born an evil person. This man's only mistake, was a traditional life he lived. He married a woman that doesn't have the quality of living with an intellectual man. He was more intellectual than anybody else. Well, you can say he was intellectual. He stole money from people because he thought that he's an attorney. He is entitled for hard work, for his intellectual property. He justified taking money from the firm as if he is more intellectual than the people around him. Of course, there is a contract. He had to bring the money back to the firm, but he thought, well, he deserves this money, the firm doesn't, because the firm does not capacity his intelligence, his sophistication as an attorney. This is one side. The other side of stealing the money, the insurance from the woman, the homekeeper that died in his home, most probably he think, well, if he got $4 million, he can pay her children each 100,000. he justified that is his effort, that is his skill. He's skillful in getting 4 million. Why would he pay the 4 million to the children? That is the way he justified it. It's a stupid way. It's unethical and illegal. But this is not the point. The point, that's undisputable point, that this man was loved by people, and he married a woman that doesn't match him at all. If you look at the picture, this woman, all she wants to care is to sit on the beach. And her sister, all she cares about, that her sister, Maggie is happy with the money. She doesn't say Maggie working for the money. She just thinks that Alex had to be beaten up, abused to hell, and he is the one that he have to bring the money home. So he brought the money home by stealing the money. Because of the stress on him, he have to use Eddie to bring him the opiate. This is my angle. When you talk now about the prosecutor, very smart, very quick, very sharp, the attorney is not going to take too much to prove he committed murder. There is undisputable. He was there before the crime, he was there during the crime, he was there after the crime. There is no dispute that he killed his wife and child. But if you look at the faces now, the two faces, this is Alex, this is the prosecutor, and his friend in the back that stole from him $190,000. His friend in the back was surprised that Alex got fired. Alex was stealing the money. He was crying that this man just collapsed in a matter of few months. The prosecutor claims or tried to justify the motive as the storm was coming. The storm came on June 7th. This is not a very accurate way of describing it. The storm was not that Alex was going to get fired for stealing. This is not the storm. The storm was inside his home. The storm was his lazy old wife that took his money away and live a spoiled life, and she doesn't sympathize with his personal feelings. His personal feelings, the most important, with his mother and father. His wife doesn't want to go with him to see his father and mother, and she does not want him to go to see his mother and father, and she wants to take his money and go away. That is what the prosecutor failed to show. All the prosecutor says was that Alex killed these people because the storm was coming. He cannot convince the jury that the financial stress on this man caused him to kill his wife and the child. What caused him to kill his wife and the child is that his wife, number one, was the painful sore in his life. She is the one who caused him to use drugs. She is the one who caused him to steal, and she is the one who stole his money to enjoy her life. That is my 2 cents. Of course, I'm not a lawyer. I'm not specialized in criminal anything, but those are my feelings, my opinion.